In this video, I'm going to teach you how to use the box method to factor the given trinomial. So, the first thing that you want to start with, you want to use the x, and this x creates 4 spots, and the top spot here, this top part, will consist of the product of the coefficient of x squared and the constant, 3 and 8. So you want to write this as a product. 3 times 8, which is equal to 24. Now this spot, the bottom spot, will be reserved for the middle coefficient, which is the coefficient of the x. Okay, so I'm going to write 10. Now here, in these 2 spots, the remaining spots, what you want to do, you want to find 2 numbers such that the product of these 2 will be equal to 24, and the sum of these same 2 numbers should be equal to 10. So when they multiply, they should give you 24, and when they add, they should give you 10. Okay? And the only one that is possible, the only pair, is going to be 6 and 4. Okay? Because 3 plus 8 is not 10, and 1 plus 24 is not 10, right? So the only one that's possible is 6 and 4. And 12 plus 2 is also not equal to 10, right? So 12 and 2 would not work. So 6 and 4 is the only one. So now here comes the box. So the box will be used to finalize and to find the respective binomials being multiplied to give us the original trinomial. So here's the thing. Now what you want to do, you want to put 3x squared here, and you want to put the 8 here. Okay, so the major diagonal will consist of the first term and the last term in this trinomial. This is the major diagonal. And these 2, of course, will be reserved for 6 and 4. But the only difference is you want to write this as a 6x and 4x, right? So you're just going to write x to the right of each of these 2 numbers in the minor diagonal. So once you have that information, what you want to do, you want to write on top of each column a term, and on top and to the left of each row a term, and then such that the product of each term of the row and the column will give you the respective number, the respective term after getting the product. So what I mean is, if you put 3x here, then 3x times something should give you 3x squared. So that row will have x, right? Because 3x times x is 3x squared. Now 3x times something gives you 6x, which is going to be 2, of course. 2, right, that's it, just 2. Now here's the thing. You already have the x for the 4x, so you know that x times 4 will give you 4x. And as you can see, this matches very well. 4 times 2 is indeed 8. So now that you found these outside terms that you can basically add together will give you individual binomials that will serve as factors that you found, right? So as a result, this is equal to 3x plus 4, the first factor, multiplied by x plus 2. And you can check that by using the FOIL method that you will get indeed 3x squared plus 10x plus 8. All right? So this is the way to do this. Now let's work out the next one really quickly. 12x squared minus 17x plus 6. Let's try that out. How is that going to work? First, we're going to use, of course, the product of the coefficient of x squared and 6, like in the first example. So 12 times 6, which is 72. Now, the middle guy, the negative 17, goes on the bottom. So now we have to find 2 numbers, the product of which will give us 72, and the sum of these same 2 numbers should give us negative 17. And of course, the only one that will work is, of course, you got to test those. You got to test many different possibilities of arriving at 72. And notice that since this is a negative sum, as a result, right? You should get a negative. Two numbers should be negative, most likely, right? So the only one that works is -8 and -9 and -8. The product of them is positive 72. The sum of them should be -9, -8, -17. Okay, so now let's use the box. Of course, it's going to look smaller because we're running out of space, but you will see the work. So we're going to put 12x squared here in the major diagonal and 6. And in the minor diagonal, we're going to put -9. Don't forget to attach the x. And then -8, attach the x. So now let's find the entries here and here. So what I recommend doing is to put 3x here, because as you can see, 3x is that number 3 is a factor of 12, and 3 is a factor of -9, right? Or a 9 if you think of positive 9, right? So 3x is a good idea to use because we have x squared and then x here. So just like here, we use 3x because 3 is a factor of 3, 3 is a factor of 6. That's another way of looking at it. So let's find the missing piece here. 3x times something gives us 12x squared. So the only one that's possible, 4x, right? The product of these gives us 12x squared. Now 3x times something gives us -9x. So that's going to be -3, right? So now we have 4x here. 4x times this missing piece should give us -8x. And that's going to be -2, right? And then, as you can see, this -2 makes sense with -3. When they're multiplied, they give you +6. So the result to this is 3x minus 2. And that you can write them in any order you wish, right? Because these factors, binomials, are being multiplied, right? So you can write the top one first, or you can write the bottom one first and then multiply it by the top one. 3x minus 2 times 4x minus 3. Okay, so you can test that, of course, if you want, just to be sure that you get the correct answer. You will see that it is indeed, it will give you the original trinomial if you use the FOIL method. So I thank you so much for watching. Hope it was helpful. See you in the next video.